Hello there. You're listening to the rather spiffing Clean Gaming Podcast.
Hey everyone, how's it going? And welcome to the Clean Gaming Podcast, Episode 6. I am your host, Reese, and I'm the only person on the podcast because it is a solo podcast because I have no friends. So first off, I'm going to welcome both the YouTube and the SoundCloud audience because some of you may not know, I haven't actually announced it on the channel yet for some reason, I never got around to it. I've made a SoundCloud page, so the Clean Gaming Podcast is now available for your listening pleasure and discretion on SoundCloud, yeah. So I've had a few followers on there and a few views, so if you're one of those people who has followed, it's followed, not subscribed on SoundCloud, then thank you very much for following and listening, and a few people have reposted, I think it's called reposted, which is the same as sharing basically, the podcast. So if you're one of those people, thanks very much, big shout out to you. So yeah, without further ado, we will get onto the podcast. I'll leave a link in the video description because some of you may not. Oh, there's someone slamming the door. Thank you very much. Yeah, people always get noisy when I start recording this. I don't know why. Yeah, so I'll leave a link in the video description to the SoundCloud page if you want to listen to it while you're out and about. I don't know. I'm not sure if you can download it from there. I'm going to have to check that out and see. But yeah, enough about that. So, onto the podcast. So, how many more times will I say so? We'll start off with a list, actually. This is from IGN. It's the top 15 highest selling games of all time worldwide. Now, the terms and conditions of this are it includes sales across all platforms and includes console pack-ins, and all numbers have been rounded up to the nearest million. So, I want you guys to just take a guess. What do you think number one is? Post it in the comments in the YouTube channel, and I think you can comment on SoundCloud, so do that as well. What do you think the highest selling game of all time across all platforms worldwide is? Okay, so post that down there and we'll see if you get anywhere close. So, number 15, Call of Duty Black Ops, which came in at 26 million. Number 14, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, 27 million. Yeah, there's a few of these on there. Number 13, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with 28 million. Number 12, We Play with 28 million. Number 11, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, 29 million. Number 10, a bit of a surprise for me, Pac-Man, 30 million. I'd have thought that would have been a bit higher, but it wasn't, surprisingly. Number 9, Diablo 3, again at 30 million. These have been rounded up to the nearest million, so it's obviously had just a few thousand more to beat it. Number 8, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I believe that's New Super Mario Bros. Wii? Oh no, we just had that, sorry, New Super Mario Bros. So that's the DS one, with 31 million. Number 7, Wii Sports Resort, 33 million, which surprised me. I had that. It was a really good game, actually. So, fair play to them. Number 6, Mario Kart Wii, 36 million, so it's a bit of a jump up there. I was surprised at how many Nintendo games are on this list. I mean, they did really well during the Wii period, obviously. Right, so we're in the top 5 now. So, number 5. See if you can guess these as well. Put your top 5 down in there if you think you've got a good idea. Don't cheat. Yeah, number 5, Super Mario Bros. The original at 40 million. I was surprised that was so low, to be honest. I'd thought they would have been much higher. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 5 at 54 million. Well, to be honest, this hasn't been out that long. It'll probably be much higher up in a few years. Number 3, this should not come as a surprise to anyone who knows anything. Minecraft, 70 million. You knew that was going to be in the top 5. I'm surprised it wasn't higher, to be honest. So 70 million. Number 2 is Wii Sports, 83 million. Now the reason for this is obviously it was bundled in with the Wii when you bought it, so that's the reason for that. So here's the big one. Number 1, and I really didn't expect this. Number 1 is Tetris, and that comes in. So Wii Sports, the second highest selling game of all time, 83 million. Tetris comes in at a whopping 135 million units sold worldwide. So that was a shock to me. That is an incredible amount of games. So I just thought that was pretty cool. There were a lot of things on there I didn't expect. Like a lot of those Wii games I didn't expect to be in there, and Pac-Man I didn't expect to be so low. I expected there to be more Call of Duty in there, really. So there you go. Right, so in the news, we have a news section and actually have some stuff in there. So, not that much actually. Someone has made, for those of you who don't know, I'm a big fan of the Dreamcast. I actually recently got one. I did a review of it on my YouTube channel. And I think it's a great console. It was Sega's last console, unfortunately. But it was a good one to go out on. And someone has made a custom Dreamcast. It's a tribute to... what's it? Skies of Arcadia. There was a pretty well-known RPG. Pretty well loved. I do intend to get it, but it's really expensive. That's the problem. Now that Dreamcast has sort of gone past its age where it's just old and no one wants it, and now it's going back up to it's a collector's item because it was the last one Sega made, so now it's getting really expensive to get stuff. So Skies of Arcadia ain't cheap. And I'll post a link to this in the description. It's really cool. He's made it because the idea that... I'll say that again. The idea of Skies of Arcadia, it's sort of Jules Verne inspired. So it's got this it's really grubbied up. It's really dirty. It's got like rusted metal on it, rivets. It's just looks like a real dirty spaceship, basically, like the outside of a dirty spaceship. It's sort of slightly steampunk. It is really cool looking. I love it. I wish I had it. What was that? Okay. Next one. There's a show in America for those of you who are British viewers, although I think it's quite popular over here and on YouTube. A chap called Jimmy Kimmel. And he has made a jab at the YouTube gaming crowd. So he made recently a skit that made fun of the big new gaming-centric service YouTube's releasing, saying, he didn't understand people who want to watch people play games. And I've got to say, when you do say it that way, more people slamming doors, by the way. Sorry about that. It does sound a bit weird, but, well, hopefully you enjoy my videos, because I do a lot of that. And I personally love watching different people like Markiplier and all sorts of people. So he made one, a parody video, and it did not go down very well. Let's see, can I actually... I know. Yeah, there's not a link to the video in the article, but at the time of the article going up, it had 1,845 dislikes to 667 likes. So it wasn't going down very well. So his foot's slightly in the mouth. Well, he probably doesn't care, but it has not gone down well with the people who enjoy their YouTube gaming. Yeah, so I actually just went and checked, sorry for the little gap. So it's had 423,000 views, and the current liking is at 3,918, so it's got that many likes, and it has 45,612 dislikes. Ouch! I think that's the worst dislike to like ratio I've ever seen. And the internet is an unhappy place, so I've seen plenty of disliked videos, but wow, never seen something like that, so that's got a lot of people annoyed. Okay, so that's it for the news. The pretty short news, actually, only 2 stories. So, on to stuff I've been playing this week. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is I tried to do a multiplayer battle with another YouTube channel on Space Engineers. So, this has sort of been in the works for quite a while now. It didn't go to plan. The other channel I was going to do it with was Super Gaming. You can go check him out, first of all. He does Let's Plays of games and stuff, just like I do. And we planned to sort of design a spaceship, purpose-built for combat with each other, and then we would sort of, go into a server and then duke it out, see whose ship was the best. Now, if only it was that simple. It was a nightmare trying to get online, so we in the end we couldn't get into my server and get him to get his spaceship in for reasons of we don't know. So we ended up going into his server, and we thought, oh great, everything's working. I started my strategy was working. We were about to sort of charge each other, and my ship blew up for no reason whatsoever. Just the whole oh good grief, what is it with people going to the bathroom while I'm suddenly deciding to record the podcast? How dare they? It's very rude. Yeah, so my ship self-destructed for no reason, so that was strange. I decided to ram him anyway, and so we tried it again. Same thing happened. I think we tried it another time, and the same thing happened again. So it just takes out all of my guns and a load of thrusters on the front. So we did record it, and there were some funny things out of it, but the video was really long, and well, most of it was just me being frustrated. So I'm not sure. I could really edit it down a lot and just keep in some good parts, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you want that. Yeah, hit a like if you want that. So, well, no. We'll see. So the second game is something that I got in the Origin sale that was on recently. I'd heard it was good, and it was really reduced. I think it was like £6.50 or something. And it's Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. Now, for those of you familiar, there's the mobile game Plants vs Zombies, which I've never actually played. I believe it's like a tower defense. It's free to play. I've never actually tried it. I probably should. But I heard this Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. It's a third-person multiplayer online game. So it's like a third-person shooter, but really cutesy and family-friendly, really. So this game is just... it has no right to be as fantastic as it is. I don't know what makes it so good. Well, I do, but it's just so fantastic. I cannot recommend this game enough. It is just the absolute most fun. It is contending even more people with their doors. It is contending with Rocket League for just the sheer amount of fun it provides. And I never thought I'd say that, because Rocket League is just sheer fun as well. Yeah, so I got it in the sale. I'd heard it was, it was fun. It was worth, £6.50, so I thought I'd give it a whack. Yeah, 10 hours later, this week, I am 100% into it. There's a sequel coming out. I cannot wait for that. So, yeah, basically, it is just a multiplayer. There's no single player, from what I can tell. I think you might be able to play against bots, but it's not a single player. So it is, just multiplayer. There's the Plants team and the Zombies team, and there's the standard multiplayer Team Vanquish, it's called, instead of Deathmatch. And then there's like Gardens and Graveyards, which is like that's like Conquest. That's like Conquest. So you go along a long map, and the zombies have to try and capture all of the gardens, gradually getting harder and harder bases until they come to the stronghold, and the plants have to try and hold the zombies off for a certain amount of time to stop them taking over all the bases, obviously. And there's a few other ones I haven't tried. There's like Capture the Flag, and there's like King of the Hill modes. They're all good fun. But it's just such a well done game. I mean, the graphics are really nice, they're cute, the soundtrack's perfect, it matches it really well, it's got a good sense of humour, and the most important thing is the gameplay is so well done. I mean, the actual balance between the zombies and the flower team is really great. I mean, the sunflower is my personal favourite. It's sort of a medic and sort of light infantry, so it has it shoots sunbeams from its mouth. I think it's sunbeams. So it's like a rapid fire weapon. And screen's gone off. Put that back on. I need that. It's got my notes. I actually put up notes. Now I'm on SoundCloud. I feel I got to step it up a bit because the website's pretty posh looking. So I thought, I should put some notes down, or else I'll just start to ramble, which I'm doing now. So let's get back on topic. Yeah. So the sunflower, it's like light infantry, rapid fire, light bullets from the sun because you're a sunflower. Logic, I guess. You can bed yourself into the floor and fire like a high-powered laser beam for a certain amount of time, but then you're dug into the floor, so you're an easy target. And you can heal people, and you can put down like a little mini sunflower, and that heals people. So that's my personal favourite in the flowers class. There's a pea pod, I think it is, and he lobs grenades. And there's the cactus, he's like the sniper. And there's also like a boss mode you can do where you get an overview of the map, and you can spot enemies for your team so that everyone can see them, and call in airstrikes and all that sort of cool stuff. And on the zombie team, there's just the regular zombie infantry, which is one of my personal favourites. Now, there's quite a difference, is what I find really nice. They're not... one team isn't better than the other, but they're different. Like, for instance, I just like the zombie trooper because He's an all-rounder, he's good. But his gun has way less ammo than the Sunflower, which is who I think they're the most comparable. But his bullets fire faster, because with the Sunflower there's like a lead-off, so you need to sort of fire in front of someone if they're moving to hit them. But the zombie's weapon is a much faster, it's a BB gun I think, and so you can land hits, but it's not as powerful either. It doesn't hurt as much. But you have more health as a zombie, and you also have a rocket launcher, and you have like this rocket jump, and you move slightly faster, so you have more mobility. You don't have to do that lead-off thing when you're aiming at someone who's moving. But on the other hand, with the Sunflower, you have way more ammo, you can do way more damage, and you can heal. So the trade-off's there, but it just depends on how you prefer to play. And there's a bunch of other stuff as well. And it's just so much fun. I absolutely love it, and I'm pretty good at it. If I do say so myself, my Vanquish to KO record has been pretty good. I've had like a 12 Vanquish streak in a row. So that's 12 vanquishes, I like that they call it Vanquish, it's a good word, of the opposite team without being KO'd. So I was pretty proud of that, because I don't tend to do particularly well in multiplayer online games, so I was chuffed. Yep, so Space Engineers, obviously, I'd built this, I spent quite a long time building and testing this spaceship I made. Unfortunately, it hasn't had a chance to use, I haven't had a chance to use it because it blew up. And it's not a design flaw, because I've done huge amounts of testing versus AI ships and stuff, and it just, it worked fine in my server. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. And then Grow Home was one I played a bit of. I think I'm going to do a video of this for my YouTube channel, actually. It's a really cool little game. It's made by it's published by Ubisoft. It's kind of an indie game, really. The idea is you're like this little robot dropped from space, and you have to help this plant. It's like a space plant, I don't know exactly what they called it, but you have to help it grow. And the way you do that is by climbing up it. It's got a really cool climbing mechanic, and the graphics are charming. They're not really detailed, but they're really nice to look at. And you have to sort of climb up the big plant. It's like a big beanstalk, really. And then you have to sort of get on these sprouts, and it sounds really weird when you explain it. You have to get on these sprouts and then sort of pull them out, and then they'll fire outwards, and you have to like ride them and direct them into these green energy crystals. And once you've guided them into enough energy crystals, the plant shoots up, it grows more, and then you have to climb up again, and you have to keep doing that until you reach a certain height. And just the stuff you're going up through is really cool looking, and the level design's really pretty. And it's got a cool atmosphere to it, and the climbing's fun, and when you're piloting this sprout, whatever you call it, across this huge gap towards this green crystal, and the idea, the higher and higher you get, you can see down where you've been, and there's like this massive drop beneath, and you're doing these cool jumps, because the robot handle's a bit funny, so you have to be careful, because if you fall off, it's a long way back to go. It's not awful if you do fall off, because there are like teleporters which are like your checkpoint, so if you fell all the way to the bottom you could go back to sort of a checkpoint, but it's still a pain. So yeah, actually I quite recommend that game. I think I got it on sale a while ago, but yeah, it was worth it on sale. Plants vs Zombies, oh, it's amazing. You should buy it right now, really. I don't know if I'll do videos for that on my channel. Still not sure if that's quite family friendly enough. Let me know if you guys want to see it. Again, in the comments on SoundCloud or on YouTube. And yeah, that's it pretty much. Thank you very much for listening / watching. If you're on SoundCloud, then please follow me. Leave a comment on one of the podcasts. Do the what's it called? The repost. Yeah, do that as well. I'm kind of new to the whole podcast website. I went to SoundCloud because it was the easiest to do, because I wanted to use Podbean, but my goodness, they made that hard to do. SoundCloud was just a breeze, boom, 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 done. And its free service is really good compared to Podbean as well, because it doesn't seem to have an upload cap. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you are listening on SoundCloud. Do leave a comment, let me know, follow. I've forgotten it again. Repost, and if you have a question, or you want me to talk about something, there is a link to my YouTube channel. If you leave your question or your comments or something you want me to talk about on the YouTube page, on the YouTube channel, on the video, I'd probably see it there more because I get a notification. I'm not sure if I get a notification when it happens on SoundCloud. Try leaving it on SoundCloud. I'm not sure because I don't think I've actually had a comment on the on the podcast yet. So yeah, I'd really appreciate that if you did repost and follow, and I'll probably follow you back. And if you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be some video accompanying it on YouTube. Thank you very much, guys. If you're new to it, subscribe to stay up to date with all my content on the channel, and for the next Clean Gaming podcast, of course. And hit the like button. I really appreciate it if you hit the like button. That would make my day. So thank you very much, guys. I'm really enjoying doing these podcasts, actually. It's kind of a lazy video to do. It's really easy to do, but I enjoy nattering all by myself. I'm going to have a guest on sometime so we can have some back and forth conversation. So, yeah. Let me just check out the SoundCloud. So I have 3 followers. That's nice. So let's see if we can get that up to 5 or something. That'd be really cool. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys. Again, just for SoundCloud, if you type in the Clean Gaming Podcast, I should come up. I think I'm the first one who should come up. So, yeah, thanks very much, guys. And as always, I will see you in the next video/podcast, depending on which medium you're looking at. So thank you very much. See ya!